Hello everyone and welcome to Macquarie University. I'm Zarana and I'm the Senior Country Manager at Macquarie International. Today we are here to talk about Macquarie University, its campus, its rankings and a lot other information that you would want to know as a future student at Macquarie University. So today I have Nikita with me, who is the past student of Macquarie University, and Natalie. So can I ask you both to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so thank you, Zarana. My name is Nikita. I was a Bachelor of Commerce and Law student here at Macquarie. And yeah, it's nice to finally meet you all.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm the Natalie Lee, International Student Service Manager here at Macquarie.
Great, thank you so much and welcome today. Right, so just to start with a couple of questions that I want to ask you about the university is, could you tell us more about the university and its global reputation? And then Nikita, you can probably talk about the campus, how beautiful our campus is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Natalie?
You're going to talk about global. Okay. We have a fantastic campus. It's 126 hectares of land. The great thing about our campus, which makes it unique than no other universities, it's like a one-stop shop. Everything is here, right at your fingertips. Starting with amazing sport and aquatic center, great work integrated learning programs, also great student well-being support services, basically assisting the student throughout their whole journey at the university. So what makes it unique is we're very student-centric focused. We have an amazing student success network that assists our students throughout their whole journey.
Maybe right. Yeah, and if you're talking about the rankings of the university, Macquarie University is ranked in top 1% of the world ranking university, which itself is a huge ranking in itself. And what makes us so special is our employability ranking. So according to the QS Employability Ranking 2020, Macquarie University has been ranked number 1 for employment rate, and that also ranks us top 10 in the world. So that absolutely says a lot about our graduate employability. That is wonderful rankings, I think. And I think even Nikita would be able to tell us more about the program that she did at the university and which led her to full-time jobs.
Yeah. So I actually did my PACE unit at Macquarie, and essentially PACE allows you to integrate what you've learned in your course and then apply it to a real life work environment. So I did that. I started off as an intern at Macquarie International, and then that eventually led me to a paid position. So that is just one of the many examples that comes with coming to Macquarie and the type of experience that you will be exposed to, and you'll have the opportunity to maybe experience yourself as a student here at Macquarie.
Isn't that fantastic? That's like having the entire holistic experience, as we say. So Nikita, can you also talk about your student life at Macquarie University while you study here?
So I absolutely love my experience at Macquarie. It is my second home, and I've been here for over 5 years now, so I like to think I know it pretty well. It's a huge, beautiful campus, and what I love about it is that it's very green. We have our own lake, so in between classes, you can lay by the lakeside and sit with your friends and have a chat. I've loved the engagement with the tutors and the lecturers as well. They're very helpful and very approachable. So if you have any issues or if you want to ask any more questions about your course, they're more than happy to help as well. And the last thing that I want to mention is that we have such a diverse culture at Macquarie. So there's people from all around the world that you will meet, people who bring a different sense of life and a different sense of community and food as well, which is another important part as well. And you will see it all once you come to Macquarie. So I think all of that combined has really made for a wonderful experience over the past 5 years.
I think that sounds fantastic student experience and your life studying at the university. So Natalie, can you tell us more about the support services available for international students and their experience?
Sure, that's a very good question, Zarana. So as mentioned earlier a little bit, I touched on the Student Success Network, which we can send you more information because there you have a variety of services available, a wide range of services and resources designed to help the student both academically, professionally, but also personally, if they have any student well-being or student services in regards to being homesick even, they help throughout the whole journey. So that is an area where you can have a look. We do various face-to-face, one-on-one, also group workshops, online services. We also have recently got a lot of good coverage in the media, actually internationally, on My Legal Mate app that assists students when they arrive during, the whole process of their journey with variously like employment, if they had any legal, questions or advice that they want on legal things regarding employment, housing, tenancy, anything along those areas. So we actually are very equipped. We're very holistic approach in trying to assist students on every facet of their success. We're very passionate about student success. That's very important for us. So we have a lot of services, and we can send you more information in detail on that.
Yeah, I think I've browsed through the My Legal Mate app, and it is absolutely fantastic. All international student, regular day-to-day legal questions that you have get answered on that app. And Macquarie University is the first Australian university to introduce that app for the international students. So that is fantastic. So can you also tell us about a student's involvement on campus and what sort of activities they can get to involve in?
So if you decide, and be a good choice if you do decide Macquarie, at orientation, there are, mentors and buddies. We'll explain all this throughout orientation. Orientation will be on the 17th of February to the 24th of February for session 1 2020. And during that time, you'll meet the mentors, you'll meet the buddies. These are various, basically, I guess if you want to, there are social activities, there are various academic activities, but throughout your journey, you can involve yourself in a variety of things. Also career-related activities. There's over 120 student associations you can get involved on too. The list goes on and on and on, but we're really concerned about what are you interested in, and we can tailor. It's not a one size fits all. It's what is complementary to you. So we will assist in that, and we can tailor to what you need. But definitely we have a variety of social programs, academic programs that can assist you throughout your transition.
Yeah, and at orientation, especially when you're attending before the start of your program, you'll get all the information regarding opening a bank account, how to get your tax file number, how to go around in the city, how to access library, how to access your classes, everything. So you don't have to worry about it at all, and you have to just come here and attend the orientation session. So that is the fantastic information that you'll get. Can you also talk us through the career and employment services that we offer to the students?
That's a good question. There's lots of career services available. So with the career, employability is very important. I think you touch base on the rankings, on employability. So the career and employment service actually is offered to all, obviously, current international students. But the great thing is it's also offered after you graduate, believe it or not, 12 months after. So how amazing is that? We actually care to what you're doing after you're graduating. But when you come in, there's various, career-focused workshops, one-on-one educational programs, event industry-related programs. We have cases where we have all the industry come on board. That session for a session 1 2020 will be in March, and it usually happens twice a year. We are also focusing on something quite new and exciting that Julie and the careers team is doing, is more on focusing on employment for our students on campus. This is some great work that's happening. So we're always striving to ensure that you succeed on the career aspect. So lots of workshops online, obviously, but also face-to-face, in groups, and also industries coming here to assist you, and networking. Networking is very crucial, and we hold that regularly throughout the year.
And I think what I love about careers and employment services is that they give assistance in like writing the resume the way it is acceptable in Australian job market.
Resumes,
they also mock interviews and the rest. So that is fantastic thing to have for students.
And what's new that we did this year, we had two workshops called Make It Work workshop for students who finished and looking and seeking work when they go back or even staying. So we assist with that. That was quite quite new for just international students, by the way. And obviously all these things, there's a portal, Career Hub, CareerWise, all these things, we can send you more information on how to access everything. And all the events will be on CareerWise and various Career Hub to get more information.
Yeah, in fact, our Career Hub will also give you information on part-time work, part-time work opportunities. When we're talking about that, at Macquarie International Office itself, we have 12 international students who are working as casuals with us. So we employ international students as well on part-time basis. So you'll get to know a lot more about these kind of opportunities once you are enrolled as Macquarie student. So that is what is great. Nikita, do you want to add? Because I believe you were also working as a casual when you were studying.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to work all through my studies. So I guess my message would be to don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that you won't have these opportunities available to you. They are out there, and there are services there to assist you in finding your way, finding your first job, and then it's the perfect opportunity to have a bit of a balance between your studies and then also making some money just to get by and maybe pay rent and things like that. So opportunities are definitely there, and there's plenty of fantastic services on campus to help you.
That sounds great, isn't it? Lastly, before the students would decide on accepting the offer letter, do you want to run through how do they do that?
I'll run from my version, then you can always run it from a student version too. Very easy. Obviously, you've all received your offer letters, for example. On that, there is there's a basic process which you can explain the mechanics behind that. But the nq.edu.au/accept-and-enroll has all the various, and we can send that information to you. Very easy steps to accept your offer. You would have received an email with the offer, and there's very simple steps to go through that divides international and domestic.
So for international students, you would have been, by this stage, hopefully received your offer letter, as Natalie said. Okay, and the instructions are detailed in the letter of offer, and I cannot stress this enough. It should be on either page 2 or page 3, and it's very simple. The main thing is to sign and accept your acceptance form. Okay, that's attached in your letter of offer. If you have any scholarship offers as well, very important, sign and accept them as well. Okay, and the proof of payment. So there's the commencement fee that's outlined on the first page of your letter of offer. Okay, and so with those 3 things, proof of payment, the letter of offer, and also any potential scholarship forms as well, you send that to your admissions officer, either directly or through an agent, and then that way we can start processing your confirmation of enrollment. Very easy. Again, step-by-step guide, page 2 or 3. I know it back to front. I see it every day. So it's very simple. And then obviously once you get your COE, you can start, preparing your journey here to Sydney, Australia.
That's right. Just one thing to add to it, don't forget to pay your overseas student health cover, because that is absolutely important to get your student visas to Australia. It's a compulsory requirement. So while you're paying your tuition fee, you want to take university offered health cover, or you want to do it by yourself, the option is yours, but you definitely need overseas student health cover.
So as Rana said, there's the OSHC, and this is all in the commencement fee, so it's hard to forget. But if you do decide to go with a different provider, perfectly okay. Just make sure you provide a copy of your health cover policy, again, to your admissions officer, showing that it covers the duration of your course. Very, very important. You will not get a visa without it. So again, make sure you don't forget about that.
That's great. No, that's good. Maybe just add, we can break down to Q&A after, but just one more thing before we go further is, in the student support, there is the student well-being side. There are various services that are 24/7, just so you know. There is an important, number, 1-800-CARE Macquarie, when students, our current students, that they can always access. And then the My Legal Mate also is an app that's 24/7 services. So I just want to make sure to inform you that it's 24/7, that we actually offer services and online things that people can access. So that's very important. And maybe we can,
that's fantastic for the future students.
For future students to know, exactly.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Natalie and Nikita. And now we'll open the floor for questions and answers. So please keep typing your questions, and we'll try to answer it live while we are on the webinar. So we already have the first question coming in, which asks, is Macquarie level 1 university? So what does that mean is about the assessment level of the university, which Department of Home Affairs assess the universities. And to answer the question, yes, Macquarie is level 1 university. What it means is that the university has very, very low risk rating, and it has very high visa success ratio across the regions. So yes, Macquarie is level 1 university because of that reason. The next question coming in already says, why getting a study visa is getting tougher? Okay. Nikita, do you want to talk about your visa process experience when you did your student visas to Australia?
Yep, so it's a very straightforward process, okay? Like I said, it all comes down to the confirmation of enrollment. That's the key document that you need in order to even begin the application process. It was fairly straightforward, I think. Regarding whether or not it's tougher or not, it really depends, but the main outcome out of all of this discussion is that to assist you in your process, you first need the COE.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the COE means confirmation of enrollment.
Exactly.
If you haven't got that yet.
Yeah. So to ensure that it's a streamlined process, I suggest that you get the beginning of the process right, which is actually accepting your offer, and then from there the visa process is in the hands of the Department of Home Affairs.
So if you submit all your documents right as per the Department of Home Affairs requirement for your country of origin, it should be pretty straightforward. Exactly. So just make sure that you have all the right documents in place. That's the key to it.
And lastly on that, if you have an agent, they should be able to give you some advice as well in starting the beginning process of your visa. So there's also that avenue as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Nikita. So we have another question coming in. It says the deadline on my offer letter says 20th December. Is it the deadline for accepting the scholarship or the offer letter itself? Nikita, do you want to take that?
Okay, Is the deadline on my offer the 20th of December? Okay, so if you would have received an offer, yes. Okay, so, and it's the same for the scholarship as well. So the deadline for your letter of offer is linked to the scholarship. Okay, so we are looking at the deadlines right now for the scholarships, but my advice as of now, follow the dates that are specified on both documents, okay, and try and meet that deadline as well is quite important for those fee waiver regions.
Yes, that's wonderful. Right. So the next question we have coming in says, what part-time jobs can students get? So
there's lots of availability. Well, I mean, we've got to also, expectations also are met. First and foremost, it's very important to know that you are here as students. So that's, you're on a student visa, so it's important that you enroll, after you accept. Nikita talked about the accepting your offer, but then you've got to enroll. That's the next step. So my advice is focus on that first. But yes, later on with part-time jobs, there are definitely, you'd have to take, you can various workshops there is available. When orientation hits on the 17th of February, we will have a whole week. And there was another question on orientation, I think, that could lead to this in regards to should we attend all days of the orientation. I would highly recommend to. You don't have to. Most important thing, definitely attend your faculty session ones, but throughout the week, they'll have days on employment, for example, and you'll meet with the careers team, and the various things that will be distributed in orientation. So I'd highly recommend to come to all orientation days. Part-time jobs first. First step is definitely accept your offer. That would be my suggestion. Then try to enroll, and then from there, once you're enrolled and you're a student, then you can access all the amazing services. And one of the services is getting on Career Hub, knowing all the variety of positions available and jobs available on campus, and then getting yourself and navigating all the various resources that you have. So definitely we can send you more material on where to look, but my suggestion is first accept and then enroll, and then we can look into and ask those questions about part-time jobs, because the Career Hub would be the great first step to go into, and then linking you up with the careers team. We have a fantastic careers team here to assist you with that. So definitely there are available jobs.
Yeah. Can I just add to that, don't forget that you're coming here as a student. So your first purpose is to study that particular program. So my advice would be don't rush into getting part-time jobs.
Exactly.
Once you come in, settle in well, find yourself really comfortable in the city, get your head around it, find your feet, and then start looking for part-time jobs, which might take around 3 to 4 months.
Yes,
give yourself that time.
Yeah, and also first step also, revise your resume, because your resume at home may be different style to what it is in Australia. Your resume, your cover letter, make an appointment with the career team. They have workshops. The City of Sydney and New South Wales also have various LinkedIn workshops too, various things that they do that we partner with. But yes, exactly what Sarana said, focus on accepting first and being a student, navigating, getting accommodation. That leads us to the next question.
Yes.
That's important, accommodation. So we do have 7 accommodation options on campus. We have the new updated 2020 accommodation flyer and booklet that we can send off to you. Lots of the accommodation options, especially the more reasonable priced one, gets fast taken. So definitely try to get in line for that. First come, first serve. That's usually the basis on how we distribute the students. So it's important that you get in. But we do have various options on campus, and we can send you those variations. There's also obviously some links there also for private accommodation. We would highly recommend students on campus because it's so nice, because everything's on campus. But it's important for us to also have, there's the My Legal Mate app that could assist you with the tenancy and signing contracts. That's also an app that you can access while you're looking for accommodation. The accommodation team are across that and then can assist you with that. So there's various services that can help you. But yes, there is definitely on-campus accommodation, about 7 accommodation options. Yeah.
And I think I'll just add on that a common misconception that I get is, do I need to have already accepted my offer or things like that to get accommodation? And the answer is you just need your student IDs. There's an accommodation.
Yes, 8-digit ID, yes.
Yeah, so it's on your letter of offer, 8 digits, starting with 4. You can't miss it.
Top right corner.
Yeah, the most important number that you'll need in your Macquarie journey. And on the accommodation portal, you just need that number and you'll be able to submit your expression of interest for one of the 7 providers. And yeah, they're conveniently located right near the university. There's one metro stop or a couple metro stops away as well. So it's a quite tight-knit community. There's plenty of choice as well.
Yeah, so just memorize your student ID number when you come to the university to study.
Yes.
So the next question coming in is also about, does Macquarie University provide internship for students? Right. So I think after you.
Back to me. Okay, so on the various career portals that Natalie had mentioned before, things like Career Hub, they're the perfect place to kind of look for internship opportunities. You can get internship opportunities also through PACE, as I had in my own experience as well. They don't necessarily have to be in the university. The university provides some, but it really depends on the opportunities and selections available once you get to that stage where you're looking for an internship and things like that. So you can look for them. There is some scattered around in the university as well, but I would encourage you also to look outside of the university, because there is plenty, and you just got to know where to look in the right places. And the first stop is those Career Hub and portals like that. Yeah.
So what Nikita is talking about with PACE is called the Professional and Community Engagement, which is a unit that is embedded in a couple of programs at the university. And that is where you can find internship, not necessarily paid internship, mostly they're unpaid, but that experience which goes on your CV is absolutely, valuable. So that matters a lot. And there are a lot of programs, especially postgraduate programs as well. There are internships in the program. So the university, the academics will find internship for you and place you. But you'll have to talk to your academics. You'll have to find out about those internships when you are at the university. So don't forget to do that in the orientation week itself. So all right. So we have next question coming in. So it says, are there any full funded scholarships? Right. So we have really good scholarship for different regions at the university. So if you have got your full offer letter, you would have your scholarship letter along with it. And please look into the conditions and the amount for the scholarship really, really carefully. So then they're very good amount in a way. Some of the region have up to 30 to 35% of the tuition fee scholarship. So that is what we are offering from the university right now. So that is to answer the scholarship. The next one coming to us is, to what extent are internships available?
Do you want me to help answer
Please.
that? Sure. So there's two, we've touched upon internships a lot, and Zarana and Nikita did a good explanation. Basically, there's two types of internship, right? There's the paid internship and there's this unpaid. Most of the work integrated learning kind of aspect to it, especially the professional and community engagement, which PACE is the abbreviation for that, is usually unpaid. That's kind of embedded within your unit, within your program. And you can take up to only two of those, two internships with PACE. You can't take 3 and 4 and do the whole, your whole program in that. But with that, you always think of steps, right? So there's a lot with the great thing about what happened with Nikita is she did the work integration, she did the PACE, and then as a result, she got a job out of it. That's a prime example. She's a walking testimonial of how it can work and could lead into a job opportunity. So, so to answer your question, maybe within the university, there's about 2 internships that you can take because it doesn't affect your curriculum, if that makes sense, because you need to take the curriculum, your units. But then after that, it can lead you to all different opportunities and can lead you to various paid, and there are paid internships also available. We also have another new initiative that Student Life Director and also the careers team have looked into for employment for students on campus. So we can send you more material on that. That's a new initiative for 2020 because many students are looking for work on campus, which is great. Within my work, what I've done is I've taken students on internships like PACE, and then in the end they have opportunities and jobs after. And there's a lot of other divisions and faculties within the university that do the same. So there's lots of opportunities.
That's fantastic information on internships, like a lot of questions that we've got around it. The next one, we have to move on. So the next one we are getting is about the, would it be any problem if we by any chance miss the orientation?
It's a good question. So as I mentioned, orientation is on the 17th of February, 2020 till 24th of February, so on the Monday. So if you do miss it, it's more than a week from Monday and the following Monday. So if you do miss it, just inform us. The most important thing, okay, is enrollment, right?
Yes.
So once you've accepted, Nikita told the process quite in detail on how to accept your offer. The next step is enrolling, because once you enroll, you get your student IDs. We will have a fantastic Macquarie diaries for you that were in the works for next year, which is great. Macquarie diaries that will assist you with all the various information. But basically, I would highly recommend not to miss orientation because all the information is there. But by all means, if you're late with your visa, these things happen, we understand. But please make sure you follow the instructions on how to enroll. That's very important. And we can send you the link and the website on enrolling, because there's a step-to-step process that involves also your 8-digit ID number again. Very important for you to enroll on that.
Yeah, and I think just extending on that, throughout orientation, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for our fabulous Student Connect team to assist you with your enrollment.
True.
And that is very, very important. I cannot stress enough how important enrollment is. Okay, so like Natalie said, things do come up and there may be reasons why you can't make it, but it is a week-long event. So I would strongly, strongly recommend for you to take that opportunity to get used to the campus, see all the wonderful student groups that we have as well, and also just getting assistance with enrollment and maybe faculty-specific advice with your study plan as well.
The study plan is very important. Exactly. So all those techniques on academic skills that we assist with you, all the support services, we can all do. Student to Connect team are all across that, so that's very important. And remember what we're saying: if you enroll, classes get filled up. So maybe you have a class that you really want to you take on. The faster you do the things, the easier you can get settled in.
That's right.
So I think that's very important too.
Online enrollment is important.
Yes.
To make sure that you're getting all the subjects that you want to study in the semester.
Exactly.
That's important. So next interesting question we're getting through is, hey, I'm going to pay for my OSHCM commencement fee today, and my agent provided me the telegraphic transfer details. Would that be possible to pay through debit card, as I only have my Australian debit card? Can I pay through debit card? No, I thought it was only credit card and bank transfer.
Yes, correct. But the most important thing is, as detailed in your letter of offer instructions, okay, Western Union Payment Solutions. Okay, so through that portal, that's where you make the payment for the commencement fee. They do give you a number of different options on how to pay within Western Union. So don't fret that they give you the options to pay by card and telegraphic transfer and things like that, but it has to be through that portal. Now, if you are talking about, if you said an Australian card, if you are onshore, then go to Payment Options MQ. That will detail how to pay your fee if you are within Australia. Okay, very important. Offshore, Western Union Payment Solutions, that will apply to most of you. If you happen to be onshore, a continuing student, Payment Options MQ, it'll give you a range of different options on how to pay.
Lovely. That's fantastic. We have a lot of questions. So let us move.
Let's dive in faster.
Exactly. All right. This is an interesting one again. The likelihood of require funding by my part-time work, is this possible? I have received that I'm eligible for an ASEAN scholarship. And possibility of this plan. The advice I would give is, don't rely on part-time work to pay for your bills. That is absolutely not feasible, I would say. As I said, you first have to focus on your studies and then part-time work, because that's just an optional. Exactly. So you need to have sufficient funds to take care of your living expenses and tuition, deducting your scholarship that you've already been awarded. So
Yeah, no, that's a good answer. And there were two questions about orientation coming, or I think orientation and also coming earlier. I would recommend to come at least a day or two earlier before orientation if you can, to get acclimatized with everything. Not a requirement, but possibility on that.
Get over the jet lag as well.
Exactly, depending on how far you're coming from. And what's another question? Let's dive into more questions on here.
Yes.
Second semester, how soon can you apply and when is the closing date?
All right, so semester 2 starts in July.
Yes.
So July 2020, if you're talking about, you can apply anytime now. The applications are open. And top of my head, if I remember, the acceptance deadline for semester 2 should be mid of June. However, we'll have to check the dates and come back to you. But yeah, there's a possibility you can put in an application anytime. The next one we have is, how are the marketing and finance professors over there?
Yeah.
All right.
So
yes, I think the marketing and finance professors are great. I don't know what program that you're enrolled in. Education strategy of the faculty. It's very it's a very holistic approach in where we provide various great hands-on information that's straight from the source. So we've got really many of our professors are practitioners also that work in the field and know what's happening in the real world. So it's really, really hands-on. This education strategy definitely, I would say, is one of the best, and that's why we ranked in 1%.
And most of the professors are also engaged in research work in their area,
yes.
so they are going to enhance their
expertise in that area.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Does university provide placement facilities? I think we've covered that quite extensively about it. So, we will be sending you the recording of this webinar. You probably want to go back and hear it.
Yes.
The next one we have is, I've received conditional offer and looking at second session as I need to complete a unit. Do I need to reapply? Okay. So you have already applied for second session and you're having a conditional offer letter. You need to complete a unit. Are you talking about online unit? If that's the case, the details should be mentioned in your offer letter. If not, then probably you don't need to complete any units online. You have to come to the university and start studying. So
and also if, for example, if it's a conditional offer, something hasn't been met. So I wouldn't reapply again, because your student ID, you just need one student ID, if that makes sense. It's the same thing with the tax file number, just need one. So for example, the conditional offer, have a look again at your conditional offer, see what's missing for it to be an unconditional letter of offer. And then, you can definitely defer if you want to do second session, but don't need to reapply. Would you have any advice on that?
You don't, like you already covered it perfectly. Everyone gets one student ID. So even if you change your course or you reapply, things like that, it's the same student ID. There's different processes for, say for undergraduate and postgraduate courses and their applications. So without knowing more, just on the basis of the question, definitely don't reapply. Just look towards meeting the conditions of the offer.
Yeah, that's so true. The next one coming in, which is quite interesting, is what could be the strength that I can expect in a class? So you mean to say class size, I suppose? So usually, I believe that's the same for UG and PG courses, that a core unit has a larger class of between 60 to 70 students. But when you select your elective units, you go into smaller class size of around 20 to 25. So Nikita, you probably want to elaborate.
Yeah, that's a perfect answer. I mean, as you progress through your degree, irrespective undergraduate, postgraduate, your classes will become more focused towards the specialization or the major which you have chosen. And because from the core units that you've taken, the cohorts are going in different paths. So the classes are more smaller, yes, but that means that there's more attention given to each student from the lecturer or the tutor. So it's a really great opportunity to kind of get close to one-on-one interaction with the very people who are teaching your course. So that's great.
Yeah. There was a question from Vipin on internships. Again, I'll just about Masters of Biotechnology, just to answer that question, the answer is yes. I actually have one student that did biotechnology, and you can do a PACE internship, not a PACE of US 880, not a PACE. PACE is only for undergraduate, but there is internships. To answer that, we can go to the next one. To go through that.
All right. So I think the next one is, how do I get to Macquarie Uni from Sydney Airport?
Oh,
well, actually, that's a good one.
The great thing about Macquarie is we have complimentary airport pickup. What we're going to do, there's some new things that we're doing for session 2 and session 1, everything for next year, and for complimentary airport pickup. Definitely, there is a form that we can send you once. Your student ID, again, is very, very important, okay? And you can put your flight details and everything. The complimentary airport pickup from Sydney Airport, there is going to be, Macquarie buddies there. We talked a little bit about the social programs like buddies and mentors. So the buddies will be there welcoming you, and also there will be the accommodation team. And they'll have the hats that will identify them, and you'll see them waiting for you if you've logged into the airport pickup form, and we can send you the form. Make sure, please have 3 to 5 days so they have ample warning to know that you're coming, and it only reserves a complimentary airport for the individual that is coming, for the student that's studying. We can't have 4 or 5 of your family members, for example, just so you know. And so if it's, if you're having 5 family members, it may be best to take a little, taxi. But if you're going on your own, you're arriving, definitely do the complimentary airport, because we provide free airport pickup at the Sydney Airport.
And that's not only for on-campus accommodation, that's for off-campus accommodation.
Exactly. How fantastic is that? Shows we care.
Yeah, so that's lovely. Let's pick up another question, which is very unique, because we have a lot. Sorry, guys, so we'll have to pick up the questions.
Go further down.
Yeah. All right. How about the Masters of Chiropractic department and the future job placements? Well, that's a fantastic program. Masters of Chiropractic is very practical, I think. Yes. And if I'm not wrong, out of the 3 years of Masters of Chiropractic, 1 year's complete internship. So you study 2 years and 1 year's internship. So I think that answers your question.
Yes, that's a good one. Fast and sweet.
Yeah. What have we left out?
We can go further. Let's have a quick look.
Okay, this is a good one. As a non-native English speaker, I'm really worried about studying in English, even though I've met all the English requirements. What kind of support can I get for things like writing an essay, doing group assignments, and taking a lecture, and so on? Okay, so this is going to be a problem that will rise time and time again with international students coming abroad for the first time to study in a language that's not their own, and we understand that. So we do offer different services, particularly at the library as well. So we have things like WriteWise and things like that. So these programs are designed for you to get the academic support that you need. Okay, so there will be different workshops as well. They will teach you how to reference, how to write academically, and most importantly, how to research as well. And so there's also the English Language Centre. Okay, so that offers English language courses, but they also have staff that are specifically trained in dealing with students who maybe don't have the most perfect English, and that's completely okay, but they have that support service there for you to assist you throughout your whole journey. So I wouldn't worry about it, okay? You're going to be absolutely fine, and we just welcome you to Macquarie if you do choose us. Yes.
That is wonderful, and thank you so much. Sorry guys, we won't be able to take all the questions, but we will respond to it personally one by one on an email. So don't worry about that, and you'll also get the link to watch the video again. So thank you so much. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Natalie, for the time and for the information. And you all have a good day. Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you come here.
Welcome you to Macquarie.